You're inches away from everything you said you wanted. The promotion is within reach, the relationship is getting serious, the creative project is almost finished, and then something strange happens. You sabotage it, you procrastinate, you pick fights, you find excuses to quit just before the breakthrough. Everyone around you is frustrated. You're so close, they say. Why are you giving up now? But what they don't understand is that it's not giving up, it's terror. You're not afraid of failure, you're afraid of success, and that fear is running your life in ways you can't even see. What if I told you that your self-sabotage isn't weakness or laziness? What if it's actually your unconscious mind protecting you from something it believes is more dangerous than failure? The responsibility, visibility, and transformation that come with actually getting what you want. Carl Jung understood that we don't just fear our darkness, we fear our light, and sometimes that fear of our own power is the very thing keeping us powerless. Jung discovered that many people have a deep unconscious terror of their own potential. It's not conscious. You consciously want success, recognition, love, but unconsciously, your psyche associates success with danger. Danger of being seen and judged. Danger of having more to lose. Danger of outgrowing the people you love. Danger of discovering you're not who you thought you were. Success anxiety shows up as procrastination when you're close to finishing something important. It appears as relationship sabotage just when someone starts to really see and value you. It manifests as perfectionism that prevents you from ever completing or sharing your work. It looks like picking fights with people who support your dreams or making choices that keep you stuck just when forward movement becomes possible. Your unconscious mind has calculated that staying small is safer than shining bright. It has decided that mediocrity is more comfortable than magnificence. And it will do whatever it takes to keep you in your familiar, limited, safe zone, even if that zone is killing your spirit. Meet Michael, a 30-year-old software developer who has been almost successful for his entire adult life. He gets hired for great positions and then finds ways to conflict with management. He starts promising projects and then abandons them just before completion. He meets women who could be life partners and then creates drama that drives them away. Michael's friends are mystified. He's talented, intelligent, charming when he wants to be. You could have anything you want, they tell him. Why do you keep getting in your own way? But Michael has a secret he's never spoken aloud. Success terrifies him more than failure ever could. Deep down, Michael associates achievement with becoming a target. He grew up with a father who was successful in business but miserable at home, who was envied by others and isolated by his achievements. Michael unconsciously learned that success meant loneliness, pressure, and losing the people you love. So every time he gets close to real success, his unconscious mind hits the emergency brake. Jung understood that our relationship with success is programmed early, often by messages we received before we were old enough to question them. Maybe you learned that successful people are selfish, that having more means others have less, that achievement makes you a target for criticism and envy. Perhaps you grew up in a family where tall poppies got cut down, where standing out was dangerous, where being too much led to rejection. Maybe you learned that love was conditional on staying small, agreeable, non-threatening. Or maybe you watched someone you loved struggle with the isolation and pressure that came with their success. These unconscious beliefs don't operate at the level of logic, they operate at the level of survival. Your nervous system learned to associate success with threat, achievement with danger, visibility with vulnerability. So when real success becomes possible, every alarm bell in your unconscious mind starts ringing. Danger, retreat, stay small, stay safe. Self-sabotage has many faces, and Jung understood that it's often disguised as something else entirely. It looks like perfectionism. You can't finish the project because it's never quite good enough. It appears as imposter syndrome. You don't deserve this opportunity, so you'll make sure you don't get it. It manifests as procrastination. There's always tomorrow to take that important action. Sometimes it looks like picking fights with people who support your success, or making decisions that you know will limit your potential. Sometimes it appears as addictive behaviors that derail your progress just when momentum is building. Sometimes it's as simple as forgetting to follow up on important opportunities or arriving late to crucial meetings. The unconscious mind is incredibly creative when it comes to keeping you in your comfort zone. It will manufacture crises, create distractions, or simply make you too busy with urgent but unimportant tasks whenever real success becomes a possibility. Michael's breakthrough came not during success but during yet another moment of self-sabotage. He had been offered a leadership position at a startup, exactly the kind of opportunity he'd always said he wanted. But as the start date approached, he found himself creating conflict with his future colleagues, questioning every aspect of the role, and seriously considering backing out. For the first time, Michael caught himself in the pattern. He realized he wasn't questioning the job because it was wrong for him. He was questioning it because it was exactly right for him, and that terrified him. He saw how every time he got close to real success, his unconscious mind would create reasons to retreat. That night, Michael wrote down every belief he'd inherited about success. Successful people are lonely. Achievement makes you a target. If you get too big, people will try to cut you down. For the first time, he could see these weren't facts, they were fears, and fears could be faced. Take a moment to examine your own patterns honestly. When have you been closest to real success or breakthrough? What happened next? Did you suddenly become too busy, create unnecessary conflict, or find reasons why the opportunity wasn't right for you? What messages did you learn early about successful people? What fears might your unconscious mind have about what success would mean for you, your relationships, your identity? Share in the comments below what's one way you recognize that you sabotage your own success. Your awareness might help someone else recognize their own patterns. Jung taught that what we resist in ourselves often becomes what sabotages us. If you unconsciously believe that successful people are selfish, greedy, or corrupted by power, then your psyche will resist, allowing you to become successful to avoid becoming those things. The path through success anxiety requires shadow work, examining and integrating the parts of success that you've rejected or feared. Maybe you need to make peace with the idea that success might change your relationships, that some people might envy or criticize you, that you might outgrow certain friendships or dynamics. Shadow work around success means accepting that achievement comes with responsibility, that visibility comes with vulnerability, that having more means being willing to be seen as someone who has more. It means integrating your power instead of being afraid of it. Michael took the leadership position, but more importantly, he took it consciously. Instead of pretending he wasn't afraid, he acknowledged his terror and moved forward anyway. He prepared for the challenges his unconscious mind had been trying to protect him from. The increased responsibility, the visibility, the possibility that some people might resent his success. What he discovered surprised him. Success didn't isolate him, it connected him with people who were also committed to growth and achievement. Achievement didn't make him a target for criticism. It made him a magnet for opportunities and collaborations. Most importantly, succeeding didn't change who he was at his core. It just gave him a bigger platform to express his authentic self. Michael learned that his unconscious mind had been protecting him from imaginary dangers while keeping him from real opportunities. The success he'd been afraid of wasn't the prison his unconscious had imagined, it was the freedom he'd been seeking all along. Jung understood that healthy success isn't about conquering or dominating, it's about integration and service. When you heal your relationship with your own power and potential, success becomes not about proving your worth, but about expressing your gifts. It becomes not about having more than others, but about contributing more to others. Healthy success allows you to be visible without being vulnerable to every criticism, powerful without being corrupted by power, achieved without being isolated by achievement. It means taking up space without taking space away from others, shining your light without dimming anyone else's. The fear of success often comes from imagining that achievement will fundamentally change who you are. But true success doesn't change your essence, it reveals it. It gives you the platform, resources, and confidence to be more authentically yourself, not less. The most challenging part of overcoming success anxiety isn't achieving success, it's learning to live comfortably with it. When you've spent years keeping yourself small, expansion can feel foreign and uncomfortable. When you've been invisible, visibility can feel overwhelming. When you've been powerless, having power can feel scary. Jung taught that every psychological breakthrough requires a period of integration. You have to learn to inhabit your new level of success, to make peace with your new level of visibility, to grow into your expanded sense of what's possible. This integration period often brings up new fears. What if I can't maintain this? What if I don't deserve this? What if this success was just luck? The key is remembering that you didn't change who you are to become successful. You revealed who you always were. The person capable of this level of achievement was always inside you, waiting for permission to emerge. So I want to ask you something that might change everything. What if your fear of success is the only thing standing between you and the life you're meant to live? What if the success you're avoiding isn't the corruption your unconscious fears, but the liberation your soul craves? What if you stopped protecting yourself from imaginary dangers and started reaching for real opportunities? What if you decided that your potential deserves to be fulfilled, regardless of who might be uncomfortable with your expansion? Jung believed that we owe it to ourselves and to the world to become who we're truly capable of being. Your success isn't just about you, it's about what you can contribute, who you can serve, how you can help others when you're operating from your full potential. The world doesn't need you to stay small to make others comfortable. The world needs you to shine as brightly as you're capable of shining, to achieve everything you're capable of achieving, to become everything you're capable of becoming. If this message resonated with something inside you, if you recognized your own patterns of success sabotage, let me know in the comments by writing, "I choose my potential." Subscribe for more content about psychology, personal growth, and the courage to claim your full power. Remember, you weren't meant to stay small to make others comfortable. You were meant to grow into your full potential and help others do the same. Your success is not selfish, it's service, and the world is waiting for what you have to offer when you finally stop holding yourself back.